Hey guys, the old man back. Not a very productive week. Haven't managed a lot of time out here, which is annoying really, because the temperatures have been fairly kind, but many things have contrived to make it difficult, so I've only been picking away at bits and pieces. But I thought I'd just do a quick video for this week, probably just another bits one. One or two things that I've acquired. The camera at the moment is on the gooseneck. I'll show you the top of that in a minute. It's okay, but because I have this suspended floor in here, it's very susceptible to the minutest movement, so we'll see how it works out. I'll try it again in a minute from another angle. So not much else to report. I've got plenty to do if I can only get out here to do it. I'm putting in, probably at the end here, I discovered an old bit of video on the bike from earlier this year when I was testing out what's basically a GoPro clone. Very inexpensive. I've got a GoPro, but I got one of these Anart, I think it's called. It's only about 80 bucks. Actually worked out pretty good. I thought I'd put in a few little clip sequences from a ride into town to give you some idea of my area, so to speak. So that's nothing to do with machining. Maybe just a bit of interest, and anything else I throw in on the way, just to pad it out and give you something to look at. Alright, so let's crack on. Alright. So here's the gooseneck with its adapter. Very reasonably priced ball joint, actually, very reasonable. Quite pleased with that. So I made a little adapter to go from 1/4 to the 8mm. Somebody said I could have put 1/4 in here, which is quite true. But anyway, it's no big deal. So I'm going to see how it works out. I'm going to perch it in a minute on metal shelf unit and see if I can get away without too much movement. Well, we'll see how this works out. I've got the camera at a pretty high angle. In fact, I don't think it's quite level, but anyway, that shouldn't matter. Anyway, one small job I did the other day. I had this circle cutting piece for plasma torch. I've had it a while, but I hadn't got any guide wheels, so I got that as a separate item. And whilst this could mount to one of these side pieces and just use one wheel, I've drilled the end of this at 90 degrees to each other, so at the moment I've got that, and for simplicity's sake I've got one of these mini mag mounts, and the point on here, which I thought of putting in a bearing, but it actually goes quite usefully in the mag mount. I haven't put the torch in, that's tucked away off camera, but I think that will hopefully be quite, just bring that in as it, say it was up to there. In fact, it's got to come out a bit. I haven't tried it yet with a cut, but I think by the time the torch is in there, and I've got to work out what's best for a secure mount for the torch, but I think that will work quite reasonably. Alright, so I mean, that was a silly little job really. The ring has been drilled and tapped, and then I put a 1/4 milling cutter across the hole so that this can't turn too much. Alright. In recent times I've picked up some quite handy milling cutters. It's quite a nice, that's a 6 flute roughing, 1 inch. It's quite nice. I think it was about 25 bucks. And this 3/4 roughing, quite nice. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't bad because I only get these things when I can get a decent price. But then another thing I got a little while ago actually. This is a 1 inch on a, is it a 3/4? It's 1 inch on 3/4, but I got it because of the length. I forget who it was recently, doing machining the side of something. Mind you, it's only a roughing, but that's good if you had a lot of height to deal with. Probably not one that'll be used a lot. Yeah, this 1/2 inch, which is forget the length. That's got about 2 inches vertical. Again, useful for dealing with sides of things. And the other thing that came the other day was this set of 5 expanding mandrels. I actually needed one about a month ago, and in the old days I used to make a mandrel to suit, which was always a bit of a nuisance, took time. And Dale Derry on Metal Tips and Tricks, he was using one a week or 2 ago, and I thought, oh yeah, must get some. So import usual Shahs, but they seem to be quite nicely made. Starting off here at 1/2 inch and up to, I think this is about 900, which is supposed to go up to 1 inch, although I always think with these, when you go right up the taper, you're stretching things a bit. But I think it's 500, 550, just over 5/8. That's about 3/4, and I say that's 900-ish. Quite nice. They were probably quite a lot less expensive than some makes, and for my purposes it's better to have them than not at all. I think with shipping it was probably about, don't know, 85, 90 bucks, but something I've wanted for a long time. Here's a late arrival. I'm rather pleased with it. This is a mag tab, and this little booklet gives some idea of usage. You might be able to just about make out some of those positions. I actually, Jody, Welding Tips and Tricks, super guy, lots of useful info, and he was using it for positioning, tacking, and I thought, my gosh, that is useful. Well, I tell you what, plus shipping, it was under 20 bucks. Magnets everywhere, very versatile. You've got an adjustment on here, and altogether a very, very handy tool. How many times do you try and hold up a fiddly little piece on the side of something to get a tack? I thought that was brilliant value. So I haven't used it yet, but judging by Jodie's usage of it, it is, I would say, essential to have one. Very, very good. Well, that's basically it for this odds and ends video. One thing I've got coming up next is making up a fixture plate. I may have referred to it before. I've got an 8x6 sheet, piece of 1/2 inch aluminum. I've got it machined and marked out, and I'm actually waiting for a new drill and tap so that I can get the holes done more easily. So that'll be up and coming eventually. In the meantime, so thanks for watching, everybody. I'll hope to be back fairly soon with something a bit more interesting. Bye for now.